Now since our table has been created and we have also stored some records into the table, now let us try to fetch those records with the help of program in the Python. So for that again we have to import MySQL connector, naming it as mycon. With the help of this mycon I am establishing a connection again by writing host is equals to 127.0.0.1, or you can just write localhost over here again, username as root, password whatever you have given in your computer, like in my case I have given admin. Database, since we have been working on the database company, so I have to use again database name as company. Creating a cursor, this time I am giving the name as my cursor. You can give any name. The name of the cursor is my cursor. With the help of cursor function or method, I am writing a query and storing it in a variable name SQL. SQL just is a variable name in this case. Like so we have to execute this query. So by execute function we will be giving the parameter SQL. That means this SQL statement or this SQL query will be executed. Okay, so once this has been executed, the values are now fetched into the cursor. All the values have been fetched into the cursor. So by writing my cursor dot fetch all, I am fetching all the records from the cursor and I am storing it into my result variable. So this my result variable will be list of tuples in which you can say individual records will be stored in the form of tuples and all the records will be fetched in the form of a list. Like if I run the program and if I try to print my result and see the output, you can see that a list is being fetched in which all the records are in the form of tuples. That means one record is in the form of this tuple, the second record is again in the form of tuple, third record is again in the form of tuple. That means individual tuples are elements of the list. So those elements are being fetched with the help of this for loop and printed one after the another. That means like this. So if I suppress this one, that means if I delete this statement, we will be able to see all the data which has been stored in the table employee. Of course we can display this in a formatted way. In the next program we will be seeing how to display all the data of the table employee in a formatted way. So let us see, if we want to display the record in a formatted way, then what we have to do? We have to execute the same command, same query, and we have to fetch all the records from the cursor and store into the my result variable, which I told you earlier that is a list of tuples. So first I am printing the heading over here. This will help me to print the heading. This %10s again %employee number will help us to display employee number within 10 spaces, you can say, or 10 characters, you can say. 10 characters will be reserved for displaying this employee number. Again I am reserving 20 character spaces and I am displaying name in it. Again I am reserving 15 character spaces and I am displaying department name in it. That means the department in it, and again 10 spaces, or you can say 10 character spaces for displaying this heading. So this has been fixed that these many number of spaces will be consumed for displaying these all headings, and the same I am using for displaying over here. So this time I am fetching individual values by writing row 0th location. That means the first element of the tuple will be fetched. Row 1 will help us to fetch the second element of the tuple, and row 2 will help us to fetch the third element of the tuple, and row 3 will help us to fetch the fourth element, which is the salary, and row 2 is the department name, row 1 is the name of the employee, and row 0 is the employee number. So these all will be again displayed in the same format in which we have displayed the heading. That means I am reserving 10 characters for the displaying of employee number. 20 character spaces have been reserved for row 1, that means the name of the employee. 15 character spaces again has been reserved for displaying the department name of the record, and 10 character spaces, same as that of heading, has been reserved for displaying the salary of the employee. Let us execute the program. So we will see this time the program is giving a little formatted way output, that means we get a decent output on our screen. So whenever we try to print it in this format, we get a formatted output. In the previous example, when we were executing this program, we were getting the output in this haphazard manner. So if we want to get a proper formatted way, then we have to write like this. Now let us start with some conditions. We will be fetching records based on some conditions. So before starting, once again we have to import our connector. We have to set the connection just the same way we have done it earlier. We have to declare our cursor also. We are giving the same name, my cursor, like I have done earlier. So I am now trying to search all the records with a given salary. That means I want to display the details of all the employees whose salary is greater than the salary given by the user. So I am accepting value of the salary which is to be searched, or rather I can give like enter the salary above which you want to display, above which you want to display. So that value will be accepted in the variable s, and then again a query is being written over here. These curly braces will be replaced by the value which is given in this format as a parameter. That means s is the salary above which I am going to generate. That means all the values will be fetched from the employee table which is having salary greater than this value passed as parameter. So next we are going to execute our query. After this command, all the values will be fetched and the records will be now stored in the cursor named as my cursor. Next we have to fetch all the records from the cursor and store it into another variable. So fetching from the cursor, we need fetch all function. So fetch all or fetch one is there also. So fetch one fetches only first record from the cursor, whereas fetch all fetches all the records from the cursor and store it into the variable name my result in the form of list containing elements in the form of tuples. That means records will be stored in the form of tuples, and all the records will be stored in the form of tuples inside a list. That means a list with some tuples in the form of records. So for that, again I am printing those records, and this one I have used a new one. That means if I want to display how many records have been fetched, so for that there is a function named mycursor.rowCount. mycursor.rowCount help us to fetch number of records which has been fetched due to this execution of this query. So let us execute the program and see the result. Enter the salary above which you want to display. Let us assume I want to display all the salary which is greater than equals to 5,000. So these are the result. That means the result has been displayed. Of course we were not displaying it in a formatted way, so a haphazard output we have got in the form of tuples. So all the records which has been displayed are greater than or equals to 5000, and number of records has been displayed is 5. This line is due to this. That means I have written my cursor dot row count, I have converted it into the string and then concatenated with this string, and so we are getting this result at the end. Number of rows were displayed like this. Next, let us see how we can execute like clause. So for using like clause, like suppose I want to display the name of all the I want to display details of all the employees whose department is like %s%. So %s% means all those departments will be displayed whose having s as any character at any position inside it. So execution of this command will be helping us to fetch all the records which contain s as any character in the department field. So we are fetching all the records in the form of, once again, list and tuples, and then we are displaying it, and at the end we are displaying total number of records which has been fetched. So let us execute the program. So we can see over here only 2 records have been fetched whose department name was having s as a character name.